So, a lot went down since I've been gone. Let's talk about it. Retro new. New today, retro tomorrow. So, of course, the biggest one to go down is Microsoft buying out Activision Blizzard. While I'm personally not a fan of this move, I don't believe it really strengthens the Xbox brand. I most definitely see the need for content for Game Pass moving forward. But my feelings set aside, has nothing to do with what a lot of people think and saying that, oh, this hurts Sony or Nintendo, or this is Microsoft trying to be a monopoly or buy the video game business. Truth of the matter is, if you look at the biggest titles that have sold over the past couple years, Sony and Nintendo normally outperform Call of Duty on their platforms. Not to say it doesn't make their money, and believe me, Call of Duty makes its money. But yeah, that's not what this is. What this is a good old-fashioned investigation into insider trading. One of that is let's take a little history lesson with a man by the name of Bill Gates, who co-founded Microsoft. While he was still CEO of Microsoft, he was also a director and also on the board of directors for a little investment firm by the name of Berkshire Hathaway. You might have heard of it. It was only owned by the third richest guy, Warren Buffett, at the time. But now Bill Gates stepped away in 2020, much like he did when he stepped down from CEO of Microsoft. But that doesn't mean you don't make friends or have contacts along the way. And in October of 2021, just weeks before the announcement of Microsoft acquiring Activision, Berkshire Hathaway bought roughly about $1 billion of Activision Blizzard stock. So that raises some red flags. And of course, when a company like this just throws that much money into you, what happens is your stock goes up. The deal's announcement, the stock goes up, the stock goes up, and you sell, and you end up making tons more money. But the thing is did that information come from someone in the know? According to the Washington Post, Warren Buffett wrote a nice big letter, saying that he didn't know, because of course not. Again, not saying that there was any insider trading. I'm just saying there are connections there. And that's what the FTC is going to look at. Another one, and this just came out 2 weeks ago, was, I want to give you three names. One is Barry Diller. Another one is David Geffen, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people are familiar with him. And Barry Diller has a stepson, a fashion designer, Alexander von Feuchtenberg. I know I'm butchering that badly, but Fierstenberg. Okay, I'll go with that one, Fierstenberg. Anyway, all three of these people were also a part of the board of directors for Coca-Cola. At the same time, Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick, let's go with that, was on the same board. So, and all three of these people dumped over $100 million into Activision Blizzard 4 days before the deal was announced. And they always keep in contact, and none of them has denied that with Bobby Kotick over at Activision. So again, it just stinks of a friends and family plan. You know, we're going to give you a heads up. Hey, this deal is coming. Throw some money over here, and that is illegal. A lot of this also is not. In this case, it's not Berkshire Hathaway, but it's through JP Morgan Chase. JP Morgan Chase is already under investigation for market manipulation for back in 2020. So, yeah, this is not a strange thing. These things happen, and when you have a deal this big, it's almost as if the FTC can't stay away from it now. So, yeah, if you're an investor, I know a lot of YouTubers are, or at least claim to be careful who you talk to and where you talk to. Because you could definitely get some prison time out of this. Insider trading is a thing. For Retro New, I'm Retro Jeff. Until next time, wishing you the best of goodbyes. So I'm going to end this video on explaining why I personally didn't like the Microsoft acquisition of Activision Blizzard. For me, Activision is, well, it's historic. It is the first third-party company ever. And its catalog is massive. I believe in a company like Microsoft that is not just the size of Microsoft, but the scope of what Xbox is. I believe a lot of those old IPs are just going to get buried and forgotten. Not that Activision was doing a whole lot with, you know, River Raid or some old Sierra games and Nvidia games that they had owned outside of, I guess, Crash Bandicoot and Spyro the Dragon. But yeah, I believe a lot of that stuff is going to end up getting buried. And it's basically just going to be a house of Call of Duty. I understand their vision for Game Pass, wanting to play anything, anywhere, cloud, PC, console, doesn't matter. And something like that demands content. Believe me, I get it. I just don't, when I think Xbox, I still think, whether if you're playing on a PC or a Series X or an Xbox One, there is still a mentality there, and there's expectations for the brand. You know, Halo is an expectation. Whether if you love Halo or not, it's synonymous with Xbox. You bring over Call of Duty. You've already bought out Bethesda, so you get things like Prey, Dishonored, Doom, Quake, you know, all the id Software classics, and, you know, the stuff from Arcane. I just don't see Microsoft needing Call of Duty, and I don't think it strengthens the brand. I think when you compare it to competitive, or its competitors, Microsoft, Nintendo, or excuse me, Sony, Nintendo, with the PlayStation, you see a lot of narrative-driven games, a lot of God of War, you know, Horizon, Forbidden West, and then even when you get outside of that, you look at what other companies do exclusively for Sony, things like Detroit Become Human. It is still that one-player, story-driven experience. I think that drives the PlayStation brand. We look at Nintendo. Obviously, they are the Disney of video games. You know, their characters are recognizable. Mario, Zelda, and you know, Star Fox. It goes on and on. So, and they center around family fun and wholesome gameplay. To me, Microsoft is all about the multiplayer, the first-person shooter type. It's more of a melding of hardcore console gamers and PC gamers. And I don't think Activision does anything to help close the gap between Xbox and PlayStation, or even Nintendo for that matter. Yeah, so I'm not a big fan of it. I think they could have done better by buying out a company like Remedy, or I know it's really hard for an American company to buy a Japanese company, but I really think Square Enix would have really helped. I mean, yeah, there's a Fable coming, but give me a big name RPG or JRPG that would definitely strengthen, Xbox, especially say in Japan or in Asia where it struggles hard, mightily. Yeah, Activision just doesn't help that. I don't know. Personally, I don't like it. But beyond my personal feelings, if you like the video, I'm going to continue to follow the news on this thing and see where this FTC investigation goes. Give me a like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you down the road.